Hello everyone, in this video I'll be discussing the influence and effectiveness of case study analysis on effective teaching and learning. We will first identify the skills and areas that should be considered prior to engaging with case studies in the classroom, before we will explore an actual case study examining language participation in Australian secondary schools. By engaging with the provided case study, we will exemplify and practice the critical thinking, active engagement and collaboration skills in order to evaluate a complex issue and to make and justify decisions using higher order thinking. Case study analysis has proven to aid in effective teaching and learning by promoting critical thinking, problem solving and reflective practice in students. Sashan et al. Concluded in a study involving undergraduate nursing students that practicing the analysis of case studies supported students' development in three main areas. Those areas were knowledge development, critical thinking and problem solving, and communication and collaboration. The results of this study can be applied to a variety of learners because the results are underpinned by Kolb et al.'s experimental learning model that suggests that practical experience supports students in becoming active rather than passive in their learning and assists in developing higher order thinking skills. So, the inclusion of case study analysis in the secondary classroom allows for the effective delivery of curriculum content, as well as the meaningful and effective assessment of learning. Case study analysis is typically involved in a variety of VCE subjects, including legal studies and biology. The Victorian curriculum indicates that Unit 3 and 4 of the biology curriculum involve school-assessed coursework that requires students to analyse and evaluate a biological case study, including primary and secondary data. They also note the significance of case study analysis in VCE education as valuable to the assessment of students' understanding and application of cognitive skills. Case study analysis as a teaching tool has proven to promote inclusive learning to aid in fostering a culture of positive student learning. In Sashan et al.'s particular study, student participants reported feeling that case study analysis was valuable to their comprehension of theoretical scenarios and that they felt confident in applying this learning to real-world scenarios and decision-making as a result. We know that student satisfaction is vital to academic performance, retention, and overall well-being. The engagement and active nature of case study analysis as a teaching tool is particularly beneficial when striving for inclusive education pertaining to disengaged and disenfranchised learners. Cook-Snyder stated that by intriguing disengaged students by piquing their interest via relevant case study analysis, teachers can make learning relatable and meaningful for all learners. Prior to incorporating case study analysis in the classroom, it's important to note the existing skills and knowledge that is required of students to effectively engage with the reading. Students are required to possess adequate literacy analysis skills, evaluation and reflection skills in order to interpret and critically assess information. It is essential that these skills are developed in prior learning and practiced in a range of contexts. Differentiated learning must also be facilitated to enable all students to effectively engage with the benefits of case study analysis. In order to conceptualize the effect of case study analysis on learning, we're now going to engage in the process by practicing one ourselves. We will consider the issue of increasing language participation in secondary schools. I'd like you to consider why language participation is important and offer any prior knowledge, experience, or predictions that you may have about this issue. Please pause the video now and write these ideas down. Okay, thank you everyone for jotting these thoughts down. So you will find linked below a case study published by the New South Wales Government titled Burwood Girls High School, Increasing Language Participation in Secondary Schools. In a moment, we'll spend about 20 minutes reading and analysing this study. Before we get into reading, please consider the learning intentions for this task. Please read the case study and identify the influencing factors on language participation at this school. Annotate, highlight, and add comments and thoughts on the case study. Then consider how language participation can be promoted at your own school. Draw on and evaluate the factors identified in this case study. Consider practices, expectations, culture, excursions, and experiences. Make it applicable to your own school's context, considering demographics and socio-economic and cultural factors. Now that you've worked through reading and annotating the case study, I'd now like to invite you to share your thoughts, ideas, and interpretations. I'd like each person to share one solution for increased language participation at their own school based on its socio-economic and cultural context and its current and previous language education. I'd like to thank everyone for engaging with this practice case study analysis. Please consider its influence on your learning today. Were you engaged in the content? Do you feel equipped to make informed judgments and decisions regarding your own school's language participation? And do you feel satisfied and confident in your learning as a result?